Welcome to the Keeping It Simple podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alicia Main. I decided to create this podcast to share a lot of awarenesses I was having about what is going on in our world today. There is so much complexity. There's so much over information in science, in medicine, in finances, in politics, in history, in society, that my way through it is by following the Wu Wei that is spoken about, the effortless action that the Tao, the ancient Chinese philosophy, shares with us. So, in having the awarenesses that I've had and creating the episodes I've created, I also want to talk to leading authors, leading leaders, leading experts in their field about how do they take the mass amount of information that they are receiving, that they are bringing out into the world, and how do they actually keep it simple within their own lives? Because I think, as we all know, too much complexity also leads to fear. It leads to stress. It leads to overwhelm. And that's not really pulling out the best in us. So enjoy our conversations about keeping it simple. See what resonates for you. Leave the rest behind. And hopefully this podcast will leave you with some really powerful tools to just keep it simple in your own life and reconnect with your highest level of unconditional love and self-mastery. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. And as I continued really going inward and looking at this and dialoguing with the universe, because my first question to the universe this morning was out of confusion. This person talks about manifesting this way, this person talks about this, that person talks about that. And quite honestly, so much of it is skewed. I'm happy it works for them, I really am. But at the purest level, I'm not sure that is my truth. And so I asked the universe. I said, I'm not leaving till I get an answer. And the universe helped me understand this morning this piece about the embodiment and the I am unconditional love, and the what I need to let go of that is not true, that was a misunderstanding and created limiting beliefs in my energy system, in my brain, in my physical field. And understanding that I am that love, that I am that unconditional love within myself, and that I am worthy. I can feel it activating the Wetiko, as Peter, I think I have to find the name, Dreaming Wetiko and Undreaming Wetiko. There is a parasite in us. There is a parasite in us that wants to feed off of that unconditional love, that never wants us to remember who we are, that wants to disconnect us from the universal truth and universal laws and universal love. And right now, I can literally feel mine being disturbed because it's being destroyed. Love is the thing that destroys the Wetiko virus, that we are separate, that we are not worthy, that we are not lovable, that we are not unconditional love, that we are not worthy. And then we go into a slave type of mindset, constantly trying to please others, constantly trying to fix things. And this is why there is so much rampant consumerism, because this parasite was somehow implanted in us, and all it does is eat away at your truth, that you are already whole and holy and unconditional love. All it does is try to keep replicating itself, and it's like this vacuum that siphons the pure energy of source that runs through you. And in Power versus Force, the book, and again, I can't remember the author's whole name, but I know it's David something. He talks about this frequency chart. And so if your energy is at a certain frequency level, this Wetiko virus, it will keep consuming all of your light. And it will keep you believing that you are never enough. Because think about it. When you're enough and you have enough, will you be consuming more? Or will you be really connected to the awareness of what you need, what you desire, and coming from a place of enough, knowing that you could have anything? Well, what would you really choose? You'd probably be way more selective about what you choose. And you would choose what most deeply resonates with your heart and love, instead of constantly consuming out of fear that there's not enough, that you're not enough, that you're not loved enough, that you've got to have these things to fill you up, or else you're going to feel that fear of not being enough. But if you numb yourself out enough with those things, you never have to feel that you don't feel that you're actually not enough. But when you actually really feel that enoughness, there's no holes, there's no leaks, you can't be manipulated. You're actually content. You actually feel satisfied. You can actually enjoy this planet. And then what truly wants to manifest through you is a pure vessel of source. And the desires that come to you from that place, that is going to probably be more in alignment with truly being in right relationship with co-creating heaven on Mother Earth. Because heaven on Mother Earth, home, is a feeling of completeness, feeling of peace. It's a feeling of joy. It's a feeling of being able to take a deep breath and relax and be peaceful. It's a feeling and an ability to see the sacredness that runs through everything, and that this treadmill that we have been on because of this crazy ass Wetiko virus that makes you think and believe you're not enough, you're not worthy, you're not deserving, who cares what you have to say, no one wants you, you're not loved. The virus can't exist. It can't feed off of you when your frequency is high enough. And I'm not using frequency to manipulate things right now, like so many people are distorting manifestation and God and the materialism of it. I'm talking about the deepest, truest essence of knowing and feeling and being and living your enoughness just as you are right now in this very moment. I'm talking about getting off the fucking treadmill of consumerism, and I'm not against materialism, but what we're doing is insane, and what we're doing is running through outer resources that our kids need, that the animals need, that the planet requires, to fill ourselves with something that is like the ghost. It's like this ever-consuming ghost, the hungry ghost that will never, ever, ever be able to be satisfied. Why? Because it doesn't know how to unconditionally love itself. So it's constantly moving through us, trying to get us to consume everything possible. It's trying to consume our light. It's trying to consume our love. It's trying to consume everything because it doesn't feel unconditional love. And the inversion of that, when it tries to enter us or it enters us, is it makes us believe that we're not enough. But see, here's the difference. Because we are human, because we are of God, because we can feel that unconditional love where it cannot. Once we really move into this alignment in ourselves with unconditional love, the hungry ghost, the Wetiko virus, it ceases to exist. And that's when we can feel our bodies again. That's when we can feel communion with all life. That's when we return to heaven on Mother Earth, because we are heaven on Mother Earth.